everyone, hope you're having a great day. In this video we're going to take a look at the Audix DP5-A drum microphone set. And this set contains 5 bad boys. An i5 for the snare drum, a D6 for the kick drum, a couple of D2s for the smaller toms, and a D4 for the floor tom. The drum track you've heard at the start of the video was performed by my good friend and badass drummer Gabi Petrean, and if you're wondering what's up with all the makeup, we recorded it on Halloween right after we did our Gent Ghost cover. But without further ado, let's jump straight into the project and take a look at those tracks. So here are the drum tracks. And also the bass and the guitar, but those are nothing to write home about, just some random jamming I did over Gabi's stuff for demo purposes. But anyway, if we solo those drums, this is what we have. Now obviously you've heard this in the beginning, so I'm not gonna spend too much time on it. This is the mixed version. What I want to focus on right now, and we're going to disable the mastering as well, let's check out how these bad boys sound without any processing, straight out of the box. Okay, so you've mic'd up the drum set, hit record, and then you get this. The set that I bought does not include overhead microphones or rooms or any of that stuff, just the close mics. So why don't we go ahead and mute everything that isn't an Audix microphone. So that's the hi-hat, the overheads, the room, and the snare bottom. I used an SM57 for that. Let's take a look at them, one by one. So here is the D6. What I like about this D6 compared to other kick drum mics I've worked with is that it comes with this really nice EQ curve. As you can see, it has this really nice scoop. So the first thing you want to do when you get your hands on this microphone, if you want to sound more metal, is obviously you're going to boost the high end a little bit. And you've already got a pretty nice sound. Add some more compression and saturation and boom! You're in business. Now let's take a look at the i5. In my opinion, this one behaves quite similar to an SM57. It has punch, the bleed is not too obnoxious, very workable. Now, personally, I'll probably still use the SM57 for the snare top, but this one goes really well on the bottom as well. If you've checked out our Ghost cover, in that one, basically I had them swapped. I had this 57 on the top and the i5 on the bottom. Worked great. That's what I'm probably going to go with for a while now. Let's move on to the toms. Now here's a quick recording/mixing tip for you. It really helps out if you clear out the gaps between the toms, so you get rid of most of the bleed. The rest that's left you can use multi-band compressors or gates or whatever, but this really helps out when you're mixing. Anyway, back to the microphones. As you can hear, they come out similar to the kick drum, with a nice scoop on them. If you want them to sound more aggressive, you obviously have to boost the high end a little bit, but it's a really nice sound right out of the box. Now if we start adding the other microphones back in, this is the raw sound of the drums. And I gotta say, it's pretty great right out of the box. Depending on what you're aiming to do with it, it could probably work without too much processing. But we're in the metal business, so let's add those effects back in. And here is the processed sound, one more time. Let's add in the bass and the guitars. There you have it! Is it finally time to throw all of your drum samples into the recycle bin and spend your hard-earned money on a Audix drum microphone set? Well, the answer is it depends. Is it possible to do a rock or metal drum mix without using samples, using only those microphones? Well, if you have a great drum set coupled with a great drummer, then yes. Totally yes, you can do it. Will it get you the sound that you're looking for? Now that is a matter of taste. Those microphones have a very distinct flavor of their own, and if that's something that you're into, then by all means go ahead and get them. But if you don't like their scooped character and aggressive sound, you might be better off with a different set. In my opinion, these microphones are great workhorses to have in the studio, and they're also amazing in live situation. They have a very sturdy build. I've dropped them on the floor plenty of times. They can take a beating, they can get hit with a stick, they'll be okay. They also come with this nifty little case that you can use to store them in, and also store other microphones because the case is pretty big. And what I also really enjoy is the little clamps they come with that you can attach to the snare and to the toms, and it clears away a lot of the stand clutter. It makes miking drums a lot easier, and the end result, if you're also shooting video or playing live, it looks a lot cleaner. And that's a big plus in my book. Please don't forget to drop a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Let me know down in the comments what you think about this mix, what you think about those microphones, if you had any experience with it or if you consider getting them. And if you have any other questions, I reply to all of the comments, so don't be afraid to hit me up. I'm Garnoo, you're awesome, and until next time, rock and roll!